All right, y'all. There was something that happened on a live stream of Lady Luck Club recently, talking about this interview with the caretaker who came out and said Umar hired her, and repeating what Lene say word for word, bar for bar. And there was a funny exchange. I mean, sorry. Information Man tried to paint a picture that Umar was hiring underage girls to watch his mother. He tried to paint this girl that when he got her to watch his mother, she was underage, trying to say she was 17. Now, I know y'all trying to say, well, that's not the case. Maybe he misspoke. No, if you watch the video, if you watch the interview, you heard what this girl said. You heard what she said in the interview. She told you what that she did not work for him until she was 23. Okay. So, but since people want proof, we're gonna go ahead and give you some proof. So let's get into this. So let's show Information Man trying to paint a picture of Umar hiring underage girls. So instead of what really happened, we'll go with it right about. Let me get here. I'm trying to get the right spot.
Sitting here talking about he's not doing this intentionally.
Disrespectful is very disrespectful, but does he think it's disrespectful? Does a sociopath look that up what that it is? Know that they're not really caring for loving their mother? That is.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can y'all hear Information Man? So hit the 4. If you can hear.
Yeah, I had a couple of things I want to talk to you about. I saw this video. The brother that did this video, I'm familiar with him. He has an interesting channel, but I watched a little bit of this and I immediately turned it off. Given all the events that have taken place with Marianne and all the stuff that's been going on, I don't know how credible these ladies are or how wrong they are, because you could tell that the young lady on the left is in contradiction with the young lady on the right, and both are in contradiction with each other. When she's talking, the other young lady is correcting her or saying something different. So given what we just have witnessed and gone through, I would not bring these ladies on my show from what I've observed, because you have to question how credible they are. It's interesting that they just came out of the Woolworths. They just came out of nowhere. Given everything that's been taking place. Now, the question is, if this is true, what is Umar Johnson doing hiring females or underage girls?
Yeah.
What is he doing hiring a 17-year-old that has no medical background to the level of what they're saying about his mother? They're saying, and they're saying she was in the living room. She was that. These are things that we have heard, that we know, or at least that we think we know. And I'm going to say this again. And I've brought this up before. This is where, after doing a lot of assessing of everything, the problem I have, Lady Luck Club, is that if people are observing that his mother is being mistreated, that he is not handling her care properly, my question.
Now, he said that Umar is hiring underage girls. You're accusing this man of hiring underage girls. Number one, something like that, you really can't do that. Now, you can have him as a, you can't hire him as a caretaker. You can hire them as, I don't even think you can hire, you would be able to hire somebody under the age of 17 to be a caretaker of a grown adult. That's against the law anyway. But the fact that you're going on here, when if you listen to the interview, she said verbatim that I did not even reach out to Umar till I was 23. Oh, y'all don't believe me? Let me go find that. Let me go find that footage right quick, because I know y'all. Some of y'all like Information Man. I hear you. But he said he watched this. But you say you watched this, but yet you missed this part? You missed that she actually said this? But you watched it. That was one of the first things she said, that she did not meet him till she was 23. She did not even reach out to him till she was 23. But yet you're saying he's hiring underage girls. Okay. So you lying on this man. And look, Umar does enough stupid shit. They keep saying this. Umar does enough stupid shit. You don't need to lie. But yet, this man come out of his mouth talking about he's hiring underage girls, when this girl never even said any of this. You making that shit up. Which means what? You're lying. You're lying. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Let's see if I can find it very quick. Let me find it. What is it? There. All right. Let me get this.
It's like a schizophrenic, and they're living.
Okay, nobody cares. Nobody cares what you think, man.
Today is a birthday, so I want to give much.
Asking like where I was based, and I told him where I was at, and he ended up, sending.
Or find out who he was.
Well, I knew about Umar since I was like a teenager. I'll say like around 16 years old. So I've been following him since like around 2017. So I already knew who he was, and how I told you I went to school for a couple semesters, and he inspired me to major in psychology and stuff like that. So he was like a real inspiration to me until I kind of found out who he was. But basically I knew who he was already.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then I ended up basically reaching out to him, and at first it was like a joke, because I didn't think that he was gonna respond to my DM. So I ended up reaching out to him as a joke, talking about I want to join the movement and everything like that. And then he ended up asking where I was based, and I told him where I was at, and he ended up sending me his number, and we ended up talking from there, and it started going from Instagram to phone and iMessaging and stuff.
Right. So now, we already spoke off the record. So my question is going to be, all right, because we all heard of him. You know what I'm saying? We all knew his movement, Pan-African movement, and then trying to get to schools. And it's been 30 years since, he started, and the school's still not open. But besides that, much love to you, brother. But so did you want to contact him because of who he was and what he stood for? Or it was more than that, or there was an attraction to that man?
I could say it was, partly an attraction, but also I love what he stood for. I have a whole Malcolm X quote tatted. Anybody really knows me know I love the black activist thing. I love Malcolm X. I was very much inspired by him. I was very much inspired by him. And then it kind of was like, like I told you, he inspired me to go to college for the couple semesters that I did go. And, it was kind of inspiration, a little attraction, it's just a little bit of a joke, I just hit him up. So it was all like a joke, attraction, and like inspiration. And I love what he stood for and what he was trying to do with everything, with the school, to what he was preaching about with the Pan-Africanism, to just everything, the psychology thing, just him being a Black psychologist distracted me.
Then just a moment, did you wanted to get the note? Matter of fact, no, let me, before I ask that question, was happening, like, Siobhan and all the things that was happening with them and females was coming out, not to beat them down or anything like that. So you knew all the positive and the negative shit about him, right?
No, well, we didn't know. I didn't know him personally, and I didn't know any negative things about him. I did see a few memes of him taken from like serious moments, because you know how memes are from like serious moments, making jokes of people. But I didn't really know that like he was like fraudulent until I met him. I kind of still looked at him as that psychologist person. I'm not really big on Instagram and things like that, so I didn't really look into his life. I'm not one of those people who just be on the shade room or see what Ari got on today. What Jada Wade
was giving some good pussy because he but it ain't love.
Oh my gosh.
Get right to it though. All right.
On in my surroundings, sort of like a young girl, I guess. But I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on, so I kind of liked him and I kind of threw myself at him. But even when I was throwing myself at him, he didn't want me. And then I stopped throwing myself at him. And you know how that's how he still, guess what? I'm gonna say a nigga, because I don't respect him as a doctor. I don't respect him as none of that. He's a nigga. Just like that's how niggas are. When you stop throwing yourself at niggas, they're not men. They're not going to pursue you because you're pursuing them, or they're not going to pursue you. They're going to pursue you.
And again, no one cared about that. Okay, so now here's right here. I wanted to put this out. This was in 2024. 2024. She's 20, and as of right now, she says she's 25. This was 2024. So that means she was 24 when she contacted Umar. 24. See, if you actually paid attention and not trying to make Umar look worse than what he is, you would have caught this. And trying to make him into this pedo, because that's what you're trying to do. He's just targeting young girls. She's not a 17-year-old. She's not 18. She was 24. She was 24 at this time. She said she's 25 now. And guess what? Information Man. He didn't contact her. She contacted him. So it wasn't like Umar was just hunting for people. She was hunting. She was hunting for him, and he saw he wasn't going. He was playing her sideways, and then he saw a use for her, and he got her.
Message, then it started going on phone calls and stuff,
And really, those messages were just to verify that she was in contact with Dr. Umar.
That's basically his DMs, but also it played a full video. You see me scroll over to his page and back to the DMs, basically confirm that's his actual page, people.
Right.
Yeah, and that's how I got his number. Now the screenshots are his number with iMessage. You see that in the voicemail he left on my phone. You see that.
Right. Let me play that. Hold on, let me play that right now. The voicemail.
Okay, we ain't gonna do too much of this. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all, like, wait a second. How are you? Man, how are you? Not hot, young, hot. Hey, how are you? I'm good. So you see, Information Man trying to make him out into this pedo, and there was another part of that he was trying to do. Let me put that part out here. Let me go grab it. Right. Go back to grab it.
Over there.
Because there's at least 2 videos floating out there where she said something about she did cash the check and that Honors knew.
Yeah, that's why I said it probably will get worse before she stops. Because 4 is a yes. 4 for yes, 1 for no.
Cookie Crush Chat or supporter of the channels. Someone who,
when they get called out there to do a wellness check,
at least that we think we know. And I'm going to say this again. And I've brought this up before. This is where my brother Mike here, I've checked out his channel. He coming on his show and telling him all of this, Mike can't do a damn thing.
Them to do, at least a remedial search. They've been able to do that without a court order. All of a sudden, it's like they have to have one in this one situation where they should probably just kick the door in or say, open up, or we're going to come in by force, because now we have.
Okay. One, they can't do that unless they have proof that she's harmed. And if they didn't see anything, I don't even believe they even sent the police. This is why people think they know, but they don't know. No, the police can't just kick in your door unless they have some proof. And if they don't have no proof, if there's no view of immediate danger, then yes, they got to get a court order. They got to get a warrant. So that's why, like I said, these people don't know what they're talking about. And they're trying to make Umar into this predator that he's preying on young girls when the girls are hitting him up.
Concern, cause of concern, probably
getting around the clock here. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I do.
Well, I think this might be a tool that he's using, which is why, and another reason why he's getting young ladies is because he's getting young ladies that he can, that he feel that he can be impressionable on, right? Young ladies that would be attracted to him, that have heard him say all of his speech. So now he can manipulate them. Another problem with this too, Lady Luck Club, is that technically you should be hiring a professional, someone that is certified either as an LVN, an RN, or either a C.
And you don't have to do that. He don't have to hire a LVN or nobody. He can hire anybody he wants. Now, it would be better he got a LVN or a LVN or a nurse, an actual nurse, but no, he don't have to do that. You can hire, especially for those benefits, because I looked it up, you can hire anybody. Matter of fact, and this is where I have to have my experience as a caretaker. The agency that I had coming by, well, the agency that Medicaid had, they were trying to get my cousin to join up with them so she can get paid. Because I was paying her like $75, $100 a month. It's not a lot, but that helped her with gas and all that. So we worked that out. They were trying to get her. It just didn't work out, but they were trying to get her so they can pay her more than what I was paying her then. But no, you do not have to get a CNA. You don't have to get an LVN. You do not have to do that. Not for the benefits. No. Matter of fact, if you are getting benefits, technically you can hire whoever you want with those benefits. That is allowed. If you're getting benefits, you do not have to hire a CNA. Now, if you go through Medicaid, then yeah, but they will hire it for you. Therefore, they will hire it for you, but it comes out of your check. Again, I went through this, so I know what I'm talking about. See, I don't think these two idiots, Lady Luck Club or Information Man, went through this. Because if they did, they wouldn't have said what they said. And then you're trying to make it like this man is manipulating her. I mean, he is manipulating. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He was I don't think he was manipulating that hard. I would say more she was it was both ways. She was trying to manipulate him, get a bag, get some credibility, and he was using her, as a cheap caregiver, just like he used Lene.
CNA who has some sort of license, if not license, a certification, because that means what? They can lose their license, they can be sued, they have to be held to a certain standard. Bullying, and the bullying that she's experienced, ladies, I don't know if this is a clout chase for them or they had a small dealing with him, whatever, it all looks horrible. Now, Lady Luck Club, let me bring up something else to your attention. So with Bang, I ain't gotta tell y'all this, y'all. And she made that statement about, how these Negroes are. If you don't show them this, they gonna think it's not real. Well, that's the thing. She just put her foot in her mouth. If the check was,
unfortunately, like we're in a bad movie being played out.
And if she uses any of our names without our permission, we can sue her. Or she's going to be grabbing the bottom of the pile.
Yep.
And who have an axe to grind, and she gonna use their videos to talk about.
Lots of like tapping out. They're like, no
longer have.
That's it. With all that artificial stuff in it, Shouldn't breakfast be the heaviest meal of the day?
And here's the problem with even Lady Luck Club. Ma'am, you don't even know her condition. You don't. Because you don't know, you can't say what's too much for her or not. You don't know. You don't know nothing. You're getting your information from Lene Stacks, who's a lying sack of crap. These two broads who are lying sack of crap, and two family members who are too pussy to go get their family member out of there if they actually gave a fuck. Who none of these people have reported. None of these people have reported him. So you're taking your cue from them. And let me tell you something. 3 bananas. Do you know how much potassium is in 3 bananas, ma'am? Clearly you don't know health. Eggs, that's protein. Cereal or oatmeal at her choice. It's a cereal. And again, since you don't know her condition, you have no right. You don't have no room to speak on anything. Again, as a caretaker for my mother, I could not feed her a lot. Now, I gave her bacon. She ate a little bit of that. Grits. Sometimes we fix her oatmeal. Cereal. But we couldn't feed her a lot because she couldn't eat a lot. Again, since you don't know, you're making assumptions. You have no evidence of anything about her health. You're taking the word of Lene Stacks, who have lied, these two girls who are about as credible as a cat on a stand talking about I don't chase birds. You don't know nothing. You don't know no health report. You have nothing to validate anything. You're just looking at the meal and say, "Oh, that's too much." Any doctor to tell you you can't eat 3 bananas a day, if anything. They would say 1, maybe 2, because of potassium. You know, potassium does help you, but you wouldn't know that because you got a hate boner for Umar. And me, as a caretaker for my mother, I understand that. You because you don't know, y'all don't even know what her health situation is. Because you do not have any credible people to even tell you. You're making the shit up. Ooh, he's malnourishing. How the fuck you know? How the fuck you know? Do you know how many people use bananas as an after workout meal? There's a reason for that. Or they put it in a smoothie. There's a reason for that. And again, because you don't know her fucking health, you don't know her health because you have no proof of any of this, you're making it up as you go along. Just like Information Man tried to make him into a pedo. Trying to say he hired young girls, 17-year-old. She wasn't 17. He didn't talk to her till she was 24. And that was right in the beginning. She told you this. Otherwise, she would have said that. But y'all so want to ruin Umar's reputation. It's not like, yeah, it's not like y'all keep saying, don't lie on them, don't lie on them. But yet you're sitting up here lying. You're trying to make it worse than what it is. You have no proof at all about her health. You don't know her eating condition. And the people that you heard from are not credible enough to even make any assumption. You don't know if even the cops came over there. You don't know nothing. But you got all this. Umar's mistreating his mother. He's doing all this. You don't know nothing. The only thing I can say, he ain't hiring professionals to look at his mother. He's a cheap ass. None of that is illegal. None of that constitutes abuse. Y'all have no video of him beating his mother. You have no proof of him starving his mother because 3 bananas, water, eggs, cereal, that's breakfast. And especially if someone who's that weak, their stomach might be weak. That means they can't eat as much. Maybe go talk to a doctor and maybe find out before you make statements. And the Information Man, trying to make this man into a fucking pedo, a groomer of children. Because somewhere you said that I'm trying to find it, but I can't find it. But if I do find it, I'm going to post it. You're trying to make this man into a pedo. And that's foul. You out of pocket for that shit. You out of pocket. You don't have to lie on the man. And again, this is not the first time you've done something like this. I remember there was a shooting where this young girl got shot by the cops because she was trying to stab a little lady. They got into a big fight. I forgot if this was in Louisiana. It was somewhere. Information Man came out and said that there was a video where this girl was running past her father. Information Man tried to say that this man gave this girl a knife to go stab this other person. And I'm looking at the video and I'm like, wait a second. That's not what happened. He was trying to get the knife out of her hand. He wasn't trying to give her a knife. And I had to send you a comment in your comment section under that video. I said, sir, that's not what happened. He was trying to get the knife out of her hand. He didn't give her a knife. You could tell he didn't have nothing before she ran over there. And he said, okay, thank you. Now, did he correct what he was saying? No. Did he make a correction in that video? No. You tried to make this man look like he set his daughter up to get killed. That's foul. But I let it go. Maybe he misspoke. But now I hearing this shit, you did that on purpose. You did that on fucking purpose. To make that man look worse than what he is. You ain't had to do that shit. It's already bad enough that a 16-year-old girl had to have a knife to fight a bunch of grown adults. It's already bad enough that had to happen. It's bad enough that she got shot by the cop because she was so angry and wanted to stab that woman that the cop had no choice but to shoot her. But to do shit like that, that's out of pocket. And a lot of people didn't catch it, but I did. And that's why I had to send that comment. This shit here is foul. You don't have to do this shit to Umar. Yes. Is it wrong? Kind of not right, not a good idea to be having girls with no CNA or LVN experience? No, it's not right. But it's not illegal either. He can do that. And y'all trying to say he's scamming? No, you can do that. Even with those benefits, you can hire someone. It doesn't have to be a CNA. It doesn't have to be an LVN. You can hire a family member to go look at whoever's under your care, whether it's a mother or something like that. You can do that. But y'all so angry at Umar, and I don't know why. You got bigger problems in your fucking community than Umar. But yet this is what you want to focus on. And then y'all not even doing it correctly. You want to make up lies. The girl told you she didn't reach out to him until she was 24. You saw the text. That was 2024. And he didn't hire her till 2025. He didn't reach out till she was 23. What kind of groomer do you know gonna wait fucking that long to get a victim? What's wrong with you? You're trying to make him into something he's not. That ain't cool under any circumstances. I don't give a fuck if you don't like the guy. I don't give a damn. Let's take this off the screen. Let me take that off. Look, at the end of the day, I don't give a damn you don't like the guy. I don't give a damn if you think he's a piece of shit. I don't care. But you don't got to lie on the man. And especially when you're dealing with something as sensitive as when you're talking about grooming and using underage girls, messing with underage girls, you damn near trying to say he was messing with this girl. Underage. That's foul. If Umar actually gave a fuck, he would sue your ass and get your channel yanked. And lay Love Club for letting that shit fly. Because if you listen to that interview, and she never said that he contacted her until he never contacted her. He never contacted her first. She contacted him. And at the age of 23, not at no 16 or 17. The fuck are we doing here? The fuck are we doing here? You don't have to lie on Umar to kick it. And y'all tell people don't lie on Umar, don't lie on Umar, but you sitting up here lying on Umar. Sitting up here lying. You're making it worse than what it is. And me, I'm not even defending Umar. I'm defending the fact that you don't have to lie on this man. You don't have to. It's not worth it. And it ruins your credibility. Trying to say he's hiring underage girls when he didn't. Trying to say he's grooming a girl when he didn't. Trying to say he's misfeeding his mother when you don't know her medical condition. So you don't even know if he is or is not. You don't know nothing. Y'all don't know anything. You're taking words from people who are not fucking credible. They ain't credible at all. And you taking their word, just like Lennon did. I see why y'all hang together. Y'all love to make stuff more than what it is. Y'all having such a hate boner for Umar. Y'all trying to do everything you can to get rid of him. You're not gonna do nothing. Not this way. You're making it worse. And then Umar actually had a team behind him that actually gave a fuck. Y'all challenge will be gone. Y'all will get sued. And he will win easily. This reminds me of when Tia's ex-husband, what is it? Corey Hardrick. Trying to think of his name. If I get it wrong, my bad, y'all. I remember this guy was trying to do an interview with one of his neighbors, and she tried to insinuate that this dude was a pedo. He was messing with young boys. The interview came out. Hardrick sent a cease and desist to this man. He pulled the shit down. Everybody was mad at him. Everybody was mad. Why you didn't leave it up? Why you didn't leave it up? Well, that man was smart. Look what happened to Tasha K. Look what happened to Miyako. That could have been that guy. Because y'all don't understand. The only thing saving the CCC, the only thing that's saving Information Man and Throw in Lady Love Club too, the only thing that's saving you is Umar don't have a team. Umar don't have a team that see money in him. It's not like a Cardi B. It's not like a Mega Stallion. There's a team behind them. They the money people. Umar don't have a team because he's too stupid to have one. All he got is fanboys and fangirls. They ain't about to do shit. But he ever gets a team. Hollywood picks him up. He get a team behind him, and they go through all these videos about him, and they see that shit that you trying to insinuate. Y'all about to get fucked. And don't think you're safe. See, YouTube can wait years to come get strikes on your channel. And they don't take 3 to get rid of your channel. 3. Boom, boom, boom. Good luck trying to get that back. Especially if you depending on it to survive. Good luck to you. It's not going to end well. Y'all not safe. If you think you're safe from the because y'all threw Marianne to the wolves, you're not safe. Lennon Honor fucked out a whole bunch of y'all. He fucked a whole bunch of y'all. And y'all still, your channels are not safe at all. Y'all keep playing with this stuff. You keep playing like your channels can't get yanked. And if you're really making money off of this YouTube shit and y'all playing like this, you about to lose that income. Now, it's only a good thing that Lennon is not talking about Marianne. That's a good thing, but that still ain't saving this channel. Because Umar, if he ever get a team that see money in him, and that team looks through all y'all channels and see all this stuff, y'all channel's going bye-bye. And if you're pulling stuff like this, maybe your channels need to go. Maybe your channels need to go. Because this Umar, I can see it with someone who don't have the recognition of Umar, and y'all do shit like this, trying to accuse them of mistreating their mother, trying to make them into a fucking pedo. I can see them, and they can't survive this shit. Y'all are very fortunate. And this kind of shows a lot of your character. You don't do shit like that. Umar is a lot of things. He's a piece of shit. He don't take care of his kids. He ain't marrying no black woman. Y'all can just hang it up. Any woman that deals with him at this point, unless you want to be baby mama number 5 or something like that, he ain't gonna marry you. You're gonna be used and abused. Now, you okay with you being used? Cool. If you think you can get some buzz off of him, use him too. Hey, listen, I'm not the moral compass. But when you try to lie, insinuate stuff that clearly was debunked, something wrong with you. There's something seriously wrong with you. And you're making up stuff that you can't even prove. And you're taking the word of people who are not even credible and making an assumption how he's mistreating his mother. That's foul. I know if that was me and I listened to your videos, I'd be coming to see y'all. And it won't be the talk. It will not be the talk. I'd be like, no, fuck the court. I'm coming to see you. And it won't be the talk. Because there's one thing that you don't do is say I'm mistreating my own mother. Now, Umar probably don't give a shit. It might be smart for him not to do it. But if it was me, I'd come see you. It will not be the talk. You accusing me of fucking messing with young girls? Yeah, I'm coming to see you. And it won't be the talk. You're accusing me of mistreating my mother with no proof, and you using people who at work ain't credible, or at worst just fucking horrible human beings who won't even report, and you won't take their word? Oh no, I'll come see you. It won't be the talk. That's just me. Because there's one thing I will tell you. I was very protective of my mother. Okay? Very protective. And I take caregiving of the elderly very seriously because I had to do it. I didn't have a choice. I had to. Because my older brother ran off. So I was stuck with it. But I had to do it. I had to do it because my mother was suffering, trying to work, and she could not move. I had to do it. And the last thing I would want is somebody come out here and talk about I'm mistreating my mother and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I will not go to court. I will come find you. I will come find you. And it will not be the talk. I guarantee you that. Y'all are very lucky. Umar don't give a shit. You are very, very lucky. Y'all are very, very lucky. And don't think for a second you can't be touched. Don't think for a solitary second you can't be touched. I've seen people get touched on this YouTube street. People who were doing fuck shit and people who was doing genuinely good stuff, and they still got touched. I advise y'all, Layla Club, Information Man, y'all two specifically, be careful with your words. Be very careful. Because that shit there was out of bounds. It was completely out of bounds. And I don't even fucking like Umar. But as a caretaker of my mother, I can understand if he were to come get y'all, I would not be mad at him. Because that's one thing you don't do. I don't give a fuck if he's scamming people. They want to donate, that's their business. What you gonna do to stop them? You can't shame them. You can't shame them out of it. They're gonna keep doing it regardless. So there's nothing you can do about that. And you can keep clowning Umar all day, calling Oopa Loopa, all this shit. They ain't doing nothing to him. He's still getting interviews. People are still looking at him. Hell, you just saw this girl, looked him up, 23 years old, still contacting Umar. What the fuck y'all gonna do about that? And I know it hurts y'all. It burns you. But there ain't nothing you can do about it. Except get on here and whine like the fucking haters that you are. And then you're gonna lie too? Oh, y'all just disgusting. But hey, to all these people fans, if that's who you want to follow, cool. Follow them. Something wrong with y'all too. That's not me shaming, because you can do whatever. But I'm just giving you fair warning. If they doing this to Umar, what you think they're gonna do to you if they don't like you? Just something to think about. Just something to think about. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta go to bed. I got a long day tomorrow. And I just wanted to put this out there because that shit bothered me. I don't care if you hate Umar, but you ain't gotta lie on the man. And you don't have to insinuate that he's fucking pedo. That's out of bounds. I don't care if you hate Umar, but don't fucking lie. Because it's gonna come back to bite you. And in some ways, I hope it does. Because that, to me, is violation. What y'all doing was just violation. And I see why Robbie didn't want to touch it. I see why she didn't want to touch it. And this makes me sick to my stomach for people that, especially Information Man that I respected, will sink low to do shit like this. It's foul. But that's what happens when you hate a person so much, you're willing to do anything to get rid of them. But, I guess that's social media, y'all. I guess I'm not built that way, just to lie on somebody. But I don't know. Maybe I'm too honorable for this YouTube streets. But like I say, I hope Umar actually get a team. Not a bunch of fanboys and fangirls, because he needs one. This is out of control. It's just out of control. But anyway, let me get up out of here. Let me go to bed. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks to my new subscriber that just joined. Thank you. Thank person that commented on my last video. At the end of the day, Umar is a piece of shit. But the people that hate on him, his enemies, the more you listen to them, see their actions, they're becoming just as much of a piece of shit as Umar. And that's problematic for the community as a whole. It just is. Well, all right, I'm out of here for real this time. Peace. Have a good one.